Hey, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakal Kadash. Just all praises to who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. The true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai for his beloved Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children that are allotted and elected and selected and predestinated to get out of this present world unscathed and to be saved and put into the kingdom, man. This is the Tazabah from the Arizona camp, from the Great Millstone Arizona camp, and I had a vision that I talked about with a brother. You know, I wasn't gonna make a video about it, and brother sparked my spirit to go into it. And I'll briefly, say what the dream was about, and I'll get into some precepts, because, man, it's like the dream was so vivid and real. And in the dream, I was standing here in the middle of nowhere. It's like in the middle of a city somewhere, like not in a heavy populated city, but you can tell everything was going to shit around you. But I was calm, and there were a few women around me. There were some children, and some young children, boys and girls and whatnot. And there's a lot more women though. But and they were all, and there were some men too. And everybody was looking at me for direction and instruction of what to do. And you could tell that everybody looked at when I in the dream, I could tell everybody was looking at me with admiration, and more so the women were looking at me with extreme admiration, and it was in a sense like when I talked to the brother, he said it perfectly. It's like how a dog looks at their owner, like that straight up love and I need you look. But they were at peace just being around me, and I had a stern look in my face. And I know this was in the kingdom because I saw I could still see, huge buildings and shit like that. Just like in Babylon, I knew this wasn't the kingdom, and I could feel the depression in the air and all the hell going on. But I was settled and I was eased, and the women that were around me, some of them were just, you can tell they were just thankful that they found somebody to help them, and they didn't come in a proud spirit. They were humble, extremely humble. And the woman that was closest to me in the dream, she how do I say it? She looked at me with extreme admiration and care and love. And it wasn't like how women are in this current society and how they act, where they look at a man with admiration because he can do something or give them something. It was just, they were looking at me just for the fact that it was like through me, they knew that they'd be safe and they know what to do. It was like through me, they knew that they knew that something was different about me, and they were following me because something was different about me, not because I had a whole bunch of substance around me or anything like that. And it was, and I remember the feeling, man, because when I woke up from that dream, I was like, man, The way, and then in the dream, it was like I noticed that all this stuff was happening, and I figured it out that this isn't that I've never seen this. I've never, felt or seen somebody depend on me in such a humble fashion. And all these people were just willing to do everything that I said because they believed and trusted in the knowledge and wisdom that I applied. And they knew it was something different. And they knew I wasn't, it was like I was able already to tell them what I was about. And it was a heavy feeling, and it was so awkward because I had never felt that from anyone before, And when I told the brother about this, I told him that when I woke up, all I could remember was the scripture in Isaiah, the 4th chapter. It says, "And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." You see? In verse 2, it says, "In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped, that are escaped of Israel." And this is literally all I could think about when I woke up, man. And this happened. This little vision probably happened like 2-3 weeks ago, and I can still remember that feeling, man. And there was nothing like that feeling to have, like it says in the scriptures, a man and his woman dwelling together, because it was like some of these women I had never even dealt with, and some of them you can tell that they just wanted to be with me, and some of them had already been with me, and some of them I was just having there because they followed humbly, and I knew it, and I just knew it. I knew it in the dream, man. It was crazy. And I know that this time is going to happen soon, man. And when brothers get in that time, it's not going to be brothers think of this as a sexual thing, man. When 7 women take hold of one man, man. Some of those women, they're just going to be good to you, and you're going to take care of them, man. Sometimes you might even have a few men that are around you, a lot of children that aren't even yours. And you're going to be able to lead them in the correct way so that they can escape this hell. And it's going to be the Lord that puts them in your possession like that, man. And you're going to witness exactly what I felt in that dream, man, because it was beautiful, man. It was all order. You were able to call the shot, and you were calling it through the knowledge of the scriptures of what to do. And they felt it, man. And the way these women were looking at me, the other precept that came into mind too was, and these are all stuff that I was saying in the dream to the brother, man, in the camp. Is the brother Gabar, man. It said this is Isaiah 32 and 2. It says, "A man shall be a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water, and a dry place, and as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land." You see? And that's how it was, man. They knew, and they were sure that I was there, and I knew what to do. They looked at me and they were like, he knows what to do. And it was crazy, man. And that was that dream, man, and knowing, and the countenance that I had in it. I had a countenance unaffected. I had a countenance of I knew this was gonna happen, and oh man. The one thing alone is like I wasn't moved or worried about these women and me having their admiration. I I was more concerned about just making sure I was doing what I was supposed to do and judging every situation correctly. You know? And I knew this was what it was, man. And I knew they were looking at me because they knew that I had a hedge about me, as the scriptures say. He that hideth in the secret place, he that serve the Lord shall dwell in the shadow of the Almighty. He that fear the Lord shall dwell in the shadow of the Almighty. And I knew these people knew that was happening. You know, because the way the world looked and how it was torn down, man, I just knew, man. And they looked at you, as it says in Isaiah. You know what? I'll go to 2 Ezra 16. 2 Ezra 16 and 70. Because when I looked around, man, I saw destructions everywhere. 2 Ezra 16 and 70, it says, there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. You see? And I knew this stuff was happening. I knew it was happening, man. In a dream, I knew it was happening. I knew that was why my countenance was so stern, man. In the vision, man, it says, verse 71, it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. And it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. And all these things were happening, and it was like these people, and it wasn't a huge group of people that was around me. It was probably another 4 women, you know, except for the one that was standing directly in front of me, and probably like 8 kids, man. And two of the male kids, man, I sent them away and I told them, go do this, exactly this. And it was like they locked in every single time I spoke. You knew they were going to do it. It was like younger dudes, man. It's probably like a 11 to 12, you know, maybe even 14 years old, just listening and locked in. And they knew, you know, because in that day, man, when these things start happening, man, it's going to be known who has the hedge of the Lord around them, man. Because they're going to look at that hedge and that surety in action. It's Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir, man. And the scriptures tell you really what a man is, because what is it in 2 Kings? Samuel's. I'll be in 1 Kings. Let me see if I get this real quick. Yeah, the 2 Kings 2 and 1. It says, now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon, his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of Yahweh thy power, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, his judgments and his testimonies, as is written in the law of Moses, that thou mightest prosper in all that thou doest, and whatsoever thou turnest thyself. And this is really what's being a man. So in that day, a man like this is going to be precious, man. A true man. And they're going to notice, man. And I'm telling you, brothers, that day is coming. That day is coming, man. When all the pride is going to be put out and everything's going to snap in order, man. As long as we keep doing this word, man, and I truly believe that that's what the Lord allowed me to see in that dream, because I knew it wasn't the kingdom because it was like I was agitated by the situation. And in the scriptures, it tells you, man, this place is gonna be like a bad dream, man. So I knew I was still in it, man, and I felt it, and I saw my countenance, but I was sure of everything I was doing. I saw how these people looked up and looked up to me and for me for the way to go and the way all these women that were around me just were set and they knew and they knew that they just wanted to follow me because there was something protecting me, you know? But and that's a scene that was on and I watched whatchamacallit, what is that movie? The Book of Eli, man. That's what they said in that movie. They said it's like nothing can touch them, man. And that's what these people are going to come to the realization. That's what it said in 2nd Ezra 16 and 70, man. It says, it said, then it shall be known who are my chosen, man. And I'm gonna get this last precept, Isaiah 8. And I know I'm getting everywhere, but I'm just touching the points in the dream that I remember, man. Isaiah 8 and 13. And I know this is the mindset in the dream, man. It says, Isaiah 8 and 13, sanctify Yahweh of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. It says, and he shall be for a sanctuary, but a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, for a gin, and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many among them shall stumble and fall, and be broken, and be snared, and be taken. And this is what I felt in that dream, and it was like I knew the Lord was with me, and people knew the Lord was with me in that dream, man. You know, and brothers, man, just do the work now, man, because hey, that day is gonna come, man, and I felt the amount of aggravation and anger and fury and surety that the scriptures gave me in that dream, man, and you want to have that in that day, man. And Lord will, I keep pushing and I'll have that in that day, man. But that's all I got, man. Lord willing, this was encouraging and edifying. I want to say, call halal Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Rakakadash, double honors to elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to a hopeful elect. Shalom.